Hi everyone, welcome back to another amazing video. Now, today's video is going to be very interesting. It's just a video where I just want to talk about something that most persons try to mix up. They don't really get the idea behind it. So we're not going to be doing the whole coding aspect today. We're not going to be writing any code today. Today is just a kind of discussion just for you guys to have an insight about this thing I feel most developers do not understand. And what exactly am I talking about? We're talking about building applications like front end applications or front end development. Now, there's this belief that your application must be built in a framework. You know, everyone you see out there wants to build a front end application using React. Everybody wants to build a front end application using Vue, Angular, Svelte, name them. But the truth is, must your application actually run or be built using a framework? That's the question here. Like, is there any reason why you feel your application must be built? Like, there's this there's this ritual that people feel like if my application is not running as a React application or a Vue application or any other framework out there, I'm not doing the right thing. But that's not true because trust me, not all front-end applications should be built using a framework. You don't need to overload your application with unnecessary stuff. Like you don't really need to go that route to build your application. The first question you should be asking yourself as a front end developer is why am I using React to build my application? Why am I using Vue to build my application? Why am I using Svelte? You should not use React because you love using React. Trust me, that's the worst decision to make when choosing the right tool or framework or language or process to develop your front end applications. You should not use Vue.js or Angular or Svelte or Ember or Remix. We have a lot of them. Just because you love them, that's the worst decision to make. You should use them because it solves your problem. Like it solves the problem you're trying to build in your application. And you find a lot of developers these days, using React, using Vue, using Angular, forgetting that websites and applications can still be built using the normal HTML, CSS, JavaScript. This way, you don't need to start setting up your project in form of components, setting up design systems, making your project overloaded with unnecessary configurations. Take, for example, you want to build your portfolio. Portfolio is basically something that you as a person is just telling the whole world, this is who I am, like this is what I do. You can visit www.johnkingsley.me to see whatever I do. That's like a very simple application. That's like a one-page application, trust me. For those of us who might want to just make everything just on a single page, it's just a one-page application. And for people who might want to make it a separate pages, it's a maximum of 2-3 pages application, and you're done. In an application like that or in a website like that, trust me, there is no need having to work with React, having to work with Vue, trying to create components for Namba, all of those things. You shouldn't do all of that. You can easily bootstrap your application with very simple process using the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And that's what I'm trying to bring your attention to in today's video. So the question here is, when is the right time to use a framework? When is the right time to go the traditional way? And when I mean traditional way, I mean the normal way of you just having to set up HTML files, CSS files, JavaScript files, and put them together. Because the end goal is you being able to build something that people can be able to see. So if, for example, you're working on an e-commerce application, then you can go with the route of, you wanting to develop your projects in form of reusable components. If, for example, I was to build an e-commerce application, yes, I wouldn't want to do that using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript because there are a lot of things that I would want to reuse in my application. Like, for example, my card that displays product and also displays checkout. And I want to reuse my product listing page that lists all my products and lists single products. And I want to also reuse my button that is that uses as that serves as my add to cart button, as my view button, and all of that. Now that brings me to a state that in my application there are a lot of things that would be done on and on continuously. And in order to eradicate the traditional way of having to do that continuously, that is the reason why I would want to go with the framework. Because with the framework, I can easily be able to create them as reusable components and reuse them in any area I want to use them. That makes more sense because that way you can be able to now understand that yes, I am building this thing because I need to solve this problem. So now, moving forward, I think the best thing everybody or every developer out there who are front-end developers should understand is everything is not meant to be built with a framework. Trust me, like you don't need to go that far. All you just need to do is the first question is what am I trying to build? What I'm building, what does it solve? What is the application all about? How large is my application? When you keep answering all these questions, it puts you in the right direction as to what framework do I need to use? Or do I even need to use a framework? When all of those questions are answered, trust me, you will be in a better position to understand that, yes, for my application or for this thing I'm building, I can be able to use a framework or not. I'm an advocate for every framework because I'm not a fan of React or a fan of Vue. I'm an advocate for every front-end framework because trust me, they solve different problems. I've built applications with React, I've built applications with Vue, I've built applications with Angular. So I'm not one of those persons that will tell you all my applications must be built with React because I love React. No. I always make sure I answer the question, I am building this application. What is this solving? What am I trying to do? Is React the best framework for me to use? Is Vue the best framework for me to use? Can I be able to achieve this better using Angular? Would Svelte be the most perfect way, to scale this application? Or do I even need to use a framework at all? That's the first question I ask myself. And I think that's the first question you should also ask yourself when you're building applications. So, like I said, this video is just to make you understand that not every front-end application should be built using a framework. So always make sure you answer all of those questions. What are you building? What are you trying to solve? What is the best way to solve the problem you're building? And what is the best framework or tool or process that solves that problem? When you're able to answer these questions, trust me, you will be in a better position to understand that not all your applications should be built using a framework. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Drop your 2 cents, 3 cents, 4 cents, whatever it is you feel you want to add to what I've said. Trust me, there are a lot of things that are left unsaid that I've not said, but whatever I've said here is just to make you understand that you should kill this mentality of you having to always build all your front-end applications using frameworks. So whatever it is you feel I'm missing or whatever it is you want to add, the comment section is open. I'm going to keep checking the comment section. You can drop whatever it is you want to drop and I'll definitely drop a reply. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.